Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Out of the Fog. I'm your host, Laurabel, and I'm really excited for us to get into today's episode. I get the chance to sit and chat with Kathrina, Gavrilyuk, and Alla, Melnychuk, who are two women from Ukraine. Kathrina is the president and founder of Assistance Ukraine, which is a charity supporting Ukrainians in Ukraine. And Alla is a musician and pianist who is one part of Sunflower Duo. I can't wait for us to get into this conversation. I invite you to get right back with a beverage, a nice glass of water, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. I'm now joined by Kathrina Gavrilyuk and Alla Melnychuk. Kathrina is the president of Assist Ukraine, and Alla is a musician who is part of Sunflower Duo. Ladies, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting us.
Honestly, I'm excited to have you here because we're going to talk about serious things, but we've had a ton of fun in the pre-filming, and I know the rest of this interview is going to be a great time. But I'm going to start with you, Kathrina. Okay. As the president of Assist Ukraine, before we got even to this interview, we were talking about some preconceived ideas that people have about Ukrainians here in Newfoundland and Labrador. And one thing you were correcting me about was the assumption that people think that the Ukrainians here are refugees, but that's not exactly true.
Yes, it's true. Government created a special program for us. It calls Kuayet. Yeah. It was emergency travel visa that helped Ukrainian not pay for the visas. We haven't paid for visas. We did all the background checked. We gave our footprints, biometrics, and medical exams. We haven't paid for that.
Okay.
And I know that Newfoundland and Labrador had 3 flights to Canada for free, but most of us came here by our own.
Okay.
ANC and government helped us with settlement for first time. A lot of Ukrainians lived in hotel.
Yeah.
Basically, do you live in hotel?
I live 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. We haven't lived in hotel. We found a host family, Kiss and Karen Fallon, who fostered us and helped us. And since then, we received 1 grant for the government, and that's all.
Okay.
So Ukrainians all find jobs, pay rent, pay taxes. Right now we are applying for papers like permanent residency or something else, or for example,
or prolonged work permit.
Yes, or extension work permit. We pay for these.
Okay.
Like in everybody else.
Okay, see, I think that's important that you've explained this because a lot of people were under the assumption that it was through a refugee program and you had extra kind of supports that weren't.
We have a lot of support from Newfoundlanders.
Yeah.
And as I always say, when we just arrived in 2022, when we met someone on the street, you may ask, do you have Ukrainians in your basement? And 90% will say, yes, we do.
I love the way you stated that.
So we have a lot of support from local community, from people, from the government, but we are not refugee. We pay for our living here. I know that a lot of families who stay in the hotels longer because, for example, not all people know English, and it's hard, for example, for people who moved from Ukraine. You need to understand how it was. Yes, it was in the first day of the war, like single mom or even or a family. We packed our life in 1 suitcase, huge traffic jams, people, the roads that took us, for example, 5 hours, took somebody 3 days. Everybody's shocked, and people just took some stuff, took their kids, pets, and came wherever they can. Yeah. So when people came to Canada, they were frustrated, they were disorientated, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Some people, some people maybe came from even Europe because they couldn't go back.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's they have a contract, they work there, but when time was go home, there wasn't a home or there wasn't opportunity. so to go home because the war began.
Okay.
It's the same, like my husband worked in Poland, but the war began and his city was occupied.
Okay.
Under occupation, all his family was under Russian occupation for 6 or 7 months. We, for 3 months, didn't have any connection. We didn't know if they're alive or not. His mom, my mom-in-law, was wounded in her hand, so it was difficult time. Thanks God, it's now deoccupied. She resumed again Ukraine, but it was very hard and difficult time. Sometimes I knew English before I came here, but sometimes it was very difficult to put your thoughts in one direction because you're worried they didn't call you. You cannot connect with them. You don't know what to do. But yeah.
When my mom was like in the small town that were near to the occupation, they were in the basement for a few months, and she wrote me text messages with date and one word life. So it was like 21st life, 22nd life.
Wow.
And you woke up and just like waiting for this message. So yeah, it was
that would be disorienting.
We didn't have any connection, so it was very difficult.
Yes, that's why we really appreciate all the help that we received. Like people were and they are still very helpful to us.
But for example, for documents, we need to apply like everybody else.
Yeah. Okay.
We should have all documents. We should have all medical exams, work for applying, and all the stuff.
So we, as a global community, recently saw an interview between President Volodymyr Zelensky and President Donald Trump. And there was a shock that basically was heard across the world.
It's true.
How did it feel for Ukrainians here and Ukrainians at home who saw that interaction? What was the sentiment?
My favorite part of this interview was one of the, I think, American show when they make a sketches or something, and there was a sketch like Trump said, "Everybody respect me," and President Zelensky do like this.
The face, okay. So my best friend, he's a military soldier. He's a commander from the very beginning of the full-scale invasion, and they don't look the news because they don't watch news because they don't have time. But were we shocked?
Yeah, my mom called me. She was usually we don't talk with my mom about politics because it's already difficult. They live in a war. But she called me and she was shocked. She said like she couldn't watch until the end. She was like angry, couldn't understand how it's unfair, this war, and she couldn't understand how it could be, you know. So I even didn't watch until the end because my feelings were so mixed from angry to, again, unfair, frustrating, I don't know, I want to cry, and all these mixed emotions because I don't know how it's explained. Like
I'm more calm for this because I will explain my point of view. Like President Trump said a lot of things that I can't say President Putin, that Putin said before, yes? Like Canada, 31st state of United States. President Putin said that Ukraine is not a country, we belong to Russia. Governor Trudeau, like the same as Putin said. Like they have, I think, one playbook that they both read, perhaps. That's why it's really bad when someone who has to cover your back put a knife in your back. It's true. And I'm really proud of our president who stands still in that situation, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of Ukrainians did. We did a rally about that on the nearest weekends. We were at the city hall. A lot of
23rd of February it was.
Yes, it was before. So, can you say that in public if you are president? But we will listen that from a person who told that President Zelensky is a dictator, and then he said he doesn't remember that he told that. So maybe it means that his words are not so valuable as we get used to think the president's words should be.
Okay. I have to say, I don't disagree with you on any of the points. I think the global community, first, when we all watch this interview, we're expecting a higher level of decorum from the President of the United States, but I think the global community was impressed with the level of patience that President Zelensky showed and the level of...
You know, it's hard to find words to describe this situation. It was farce. I don't know. It shouldn't be in any, like, all the free world should unite it, and not, it's not about Ukraine. It's one that one nuclear country attack non-nuclear country.
But we gave our nuclear
Yes.
weapon because they promised safety of our territory.
So country who promised saved our territory attacked us.
Yeah.
Then a country who promised to save our territory, like US, they support attackers. Sorry, I don't understand what's going on in this world. Like,
So, yeah, no,
what will be next?
And also, if we're talking about, it's not only about land. They say give land. What about people?
Yeah.
People who live there. It's already a lot of lives ruined, houses and all this stuff. But how we can say give this land with people? Like, what about people who live in this land?
There's so much more we're going to get into in this conversation, and as we have an entire half a show left to talk about the work that you're doing to support Ukrainians in Ukraine right now with your organization, and then how you maintain the culture and keep the joy as well. So before we go to our commercial break, I was going to just one clue up. If there was one thing you could say to sum up the overall sense of either how you think President Zelensky handled it or how the global community responded to the situation, what would it be for either of you?
Stop being afraid. Like, it's up to you to stop this war. Just stop it. Stop being afraid.
Like, everybody, I think, start supporting even more after this interview because they could see, I don't know.
The true face? Sorry.
No, it's very true. They could see the true faces.
Yeah, so more people start supporting, and I forgot what I want to say. Sorry.
It's all
Like,
good.
everybody afraid, everybody says, like, we don't want to make it worse. What worse?
How much worse can it actually get?
And I said before, and I will tell again, if Russia stop fighting and go back to the broad, the war will stop. If Ukrainians stop fighting, there will not be Ukraine. There's a two big difference. We didn't start it. We didn't come to them. They come to us.
Okay. And I think that is an absolute perfect place to stop for a second and go to a commercial break. And we'll be right back, everybody. And welcome back, everyone. I'm still joined by Kathrina and Alla, and we're now going to be getting into a little bit about their organization and how they keep culture alive. So, Kathrina, you have an organization called Assist Ukraine.
Assistance Ukraine, yes.
Assistance Ukraine. Can you tell me a little bit about how that came to be for you?
So first, the idea was to send some money to Ukraine, and I have a few Ukrainian painters who were willing to donate paintings, but the question was how to do it like properly. And then there were volunteer group who were helping here Ukraine, so we are not the first one. They were volunteering groups, and but they were just like not registered, they were just volunteers, and they did amazing job, and I'm grateful, and I'm pretty sure all the Ukrainians grateful for what they've done. But we decided to go official way. So our host, Keith Fallon, support me in idea like let's create a non-profit. He helped with his connections to a loyal firm who helped us to establish it all, and right now we have 2 Canadians in our boards and 4 Ukrainians. Alla is one of our favorite
Volunteer.
volunteer. Yes, she's like our star.
No, Kathrina just have idea. I'm like, oh, can we do this? I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely. Can we play there? I'm like, okay, we will play there. What we need to do?
So that's awesome.
It's amazing. And since then, it was hard to find the organizations that we will support in Ukraine because, like a registered organization here, we can support military or we can support government programs. So we found a charity foundation, Svoyi, in Ukraine, who worked with palliative care patients.
Wow.
Because it's like, I think it's more hard than talk about war, talk about people who are dying during the war of not war causes issues.
Yeah.
So we try to send all money that we raised from our projects. For example, calendar, well, Alla was one of the models. We created calendar, it called Ukrainians during the war.
Yeah.
It was Ukrainian ladies in national dresses on Newfoundland sightseeings.
Oh, wow.
And can I add that will be next one calendar?
Yes.
Hey.
Kathrina work on next calendar. We have one only photo for now.
Yes,
Okay.
but it will be like we are in a process.
Yeah.
So we created like garage sale last year and fun run for Ukraine and all the rallies that you might see in Support Ukraine were organized by mainly by us.
And it will be August 15.
Yes.
When will be event in a Rotary Sunshine Park.
Okay.
There is a small, beautiful.
I don't know how to call it. Where is
I don't know.
fire pit? It's like a small cozy place. I loved it.
Surrounded trees.
Yeah.
So there will be. We will play Sunflower
Duo will play there.
and also will be master classes and will be a lot of fun. So if people would like to come,
Mark your calendars now.
Yes,
Okay.
market
Yeah.
run. Tickets are not available, but market
your
calendar.
calendar. Save the
Yes.
dates.
And what important of our, like, we just don't send money. We try to make some impact here. For example, we did a petition to the Canada government because they paid for an Assam system. It's something like a Patriot system. They paid for it, and the United States has to produce it and send it to Ukraine, had to produce it and send it to Ukraine, but there were some timeline delays. So we made a petition, and all people across Canada signed it, and this petition was were read in the government house, and we want to believe that that's how this Nassam. It's already in Ukraine, and we want to believe that we helped it. We want to believe in that. So we try to do like educational stuff for people not to believe in things that Ukraine started this war or something like that.
don't believe in propaganda. You know?
Yes, because Russian propaganda is everywhere, and one of our main, I think for this year, one of our main projects is to tell people about Ukraine more, like to participate in events like these and to make some rallies, some open tables, some communications. And we have a lot of projects in a process. I hope they will be soon.
Well, on that note about telling people more about Ukraine to combat that propaganda, Alla, you are part of a musical duo called Sunflower Duo.
Yes.
Oh, may I start?
Yes.
Sorry.
You're excited. Let's go.
She was the first, like from the people who arrived here, she was the first who played Ukrainian music. We're not saying about Chervik's family because they were here. Like she did for Ukrainian culture without any support at the beginning. She was the first musician who played Ukrainian music and who came and said like, I'm Alla, I'm pianist, I'm from Ukraine. And, I love her for that.
Okay.
I'm very appreciative that family Cherviks who live here, they have a Kubasonic band.
Yes,
I know
we met
that
them.
everybody knows this.
Yes.
So when I came here, my host wrote a post that I'm looking at piano, and my friend Shelly Neville, singer, answered for this post, and Maria Chervik from Kubasonic wrote me that she has a Ukrainian roots and would like to meet for coffee. It's really quickly but fun story.
Yeah.
So we didn't meet. Then next time it was Ukrainian dinner where Kubasonic played, and I love their music. And I came to her, and Maria was like, did we chat before? I'm like, yeah, it was me. Can we meet for coffee? Yes, and we did. Next time it was Independence Day again. Kubasonic play on George Street, and it was our first selfie with Maria, and we decided we will meet for coffee, and we did finally.
Yay!
We had a lot of comment, even. Like she doesn't speak Ukrainian, but I speak English, so we find a lot of interesting conversation together. And then I mentioned about Ukrainian composers, Ukrainian classic music, and she was like, "Oh, I would like to play." So we decided to have a charity concert in October in Bannerman Brewery to support and send money to Ukraine. We invite Shelley Neville. She sang Ukrainian song, yes. She learned with us Ukrainian song.
That's how it starts. Because right now, Alla is a coach of if you want to sing Ukrainians, ask Alla. She will teach you.
Okay.
Because she taught.
I taught Shelley, Lady Cole, help them. I was dialect coach, and they learn everything by themselves, but I help them with pronunciation. So Shelley was invited, and she sang Ukrainian song, and everybody so enjoyed. It was Ukrainian classical music, Ukrainian folk music arrangements. Everybody enjoyed, and Shelley invited us to her Holy Night show where we played with Maria. And we need a name, We was only Alla and Maria.
Yeah.
So my husband come up with sunflower. We were very long with Maria trying to figure out, we both love cats, so we have a cat, maybe not. But then we need something that he could pronounce. So my husband said, what about sunflower? It's a Ukrainian flower, but English word, sunflower. That's how we were born. And then we start keep playing and share Ukrainian culture, Ukrainian music. We had 2 tours across Newfoundland. We played in Corner Brook. What?
You're amazing.
We had a recording in a global serious CD. We play Ukrainian song, and so we try to share Ukrainian music, Ukrainian culture, that people don't think about Ukraine only about war. We want to show that we have beautiful music.
So Alla, Kathrina, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you for spreading the word about Ukraine. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
And I would like, last what I want to say, I would like to say thank you to all and to Newfoundland for their support.
Yes.
I'm so grateful. I have a lot of beautiful friends, local, and everybody's so supporting. And last weekend we went to concert where Lady Cole sang Ukrainian song. It's mean a lot, all this support, and who knows me, I'm a very positive person. I try to bring smiles to people, and I very appreciate that I can do this and I can collaborate with a local artist. We can share music. I can play Newfoundland songs, they can learn Ukrainian songs and words. It means a lot in this dark time. Support each other and bring love and smiles,
Thank you so much for ending it so beautifully, Alla. We appreciate you.
I'm a person who I want that everybody
will
just
be happy,
enjoy this life, and and support each other, because it means a lot.
Thank you, Newfoundland.
Thank you, Newfoundland. Even if you make smile one person, it's already big deal.
Well, folks, you've heard it all from Alla and Kathrina, and we'll catch you all soon. We'll be right back. want to give an extra special thank you to Alla and Kathrina for being so open and candid during our conversation, for sharing the highs and the lows that they're experiencing, and for taking kind of the barrier away from some of the misconceptions we might have about Ukrainians here in our province. And with all that joy, I'm so excited to leave you with the video and the music of Sunflower Duo from Alla and Maria. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
In baseball, there's nothing more important than making it home.
George Springer has tied the game.
Doesn't matter how you get there.
It's gone!
But I do it with style.
Boy, has he got some kind of power.
And a little swagger, too.
Because no matter where you happen to be,
Oh, what a play!
There's only one place.
Got it!
Jays fans call home.
Sportsnet.
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 Sportsnet, home of the Blue Jays.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
This is a man's heart.